Well, I promised to upload a video if I didn't go to jail. So here's your video. My 22 subscribers. So court didn't go as planned. I was fighting for a not guilty plea, but I was forced to take a plea deal. Well, they dropped my OWI, which is a misdemeanor, by the way. I guess my breathalyzer test blew a 1.2 and 0.8 is legal to drive in Michigan. So I was so close to the limit. And because I was completely compliant with the officer, the sheriff, Matthew Saxton. He'll never see this, but you never read me my Miranda rights, you dickbag. Jokes, jokes, jokes. And you told me I could finish my cigarette when we got wherever we were going, and that never happened either. I get it, I was arrested. But, I mean, you arrested me and you left 3 Zippo lighters on me, and countless other weird things I could use as weird tools, and I had a cigarette hanging out of my mouth the entire time. Never lost it. I remember because the cigarette was in the evidence, or like my belongings bag when I got checked out of jail. I'm not going to jail, which is awesome. But I did have to make a plea deal, and I had to plead guilty. But they dropped the OWI because the prosecutor looked at my file since the guy, the sheriff, did not impound my vehicle, since he didn't read me my Miranda rights, which I did bring up. Although my attorney was like, we don't talk about that. I didn't even have a license. I had no license. I've never had a driver's license. But we also let that slip because for some reason, according to the Michigan government, I have a driver's license. I don't. So I took a punishment that's not really a punishment. I took a 6-point hit to my driver's license. 6 points. I don't know how many points you're supposed to not have, but I took 6. I cannot get my license for an entire year. I'm assuming that's when I drop a point or something. I'm not sure. The day I got arrested, the following day was when I was supposed to go in to take my final test and actually get my license. So, like, I was right there to get a license. I was so close. I wanted to bring up a lot of points, like how the towing company stuck my door key in my ignition and broke off the head of the key, and I had to pull it out with needle-nose pliers, and then actually used my ignition key at the impound lot, or towing lot, because it wasn't impounded. It should have been like a couple $100 for, not only towing my vehicle because it had a blown tire, but because it was also in the impound lot. Well, the prosecutor and the judge, because it was jury trial, it wasn't a jury trial. There was no jury. I just literally walked up with my attorney, and the judge looked at me and asked me a couple of questions. And my attorney, she goes, I'm going to say some things. You agree to all of them. I don't like court-appointed attorneys, alright? Because they get paid no matter what. But my attorney, I made a call to prior, because, you know, you're supposed to talk to your attorney before you go to court. She said, I only deal with murders and attempted murders. I don't deal with misdemeanors and nonsense. But since I took your case 10 years ago, it falls back in my lap. And I went, great, so she's not gonna give a shit what happens to me. Nope, complete opposite. I have never seen someone actually fucking defend me like this. It was amazing. She kept pulling me into like a side room. She'd be like, alright, this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna try and get you off on time served. She goes, how long were you in jail? Well, when I went to jail, because I turned myself in, I even explained this to the judge. I was like, I'm just a woodsman. I am not supposed to be in a cage. And I wasn't medicated properly, and I was hallucinating, and yada, yada, yada. None of that came up because my attorney said, shut the fuck up. And you're gonna do this. Well, actually, she suggested. She suggested that I go for a lower charge. And I was like, how do you get lower than an OWI, which is a misdemeanor? Because you have a DUI, that's a felony, you know, and then that's driving while under the influence. An OWI is operating while under the influence. I was never operating the vehicle. The keys weren't even in the ignition. I was just sitting behind the steering wheel because it's my truck. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like instinctively going to sit behind the wheel of my truck, right? Like, driver's seat. Like, I'm going to sit there. No keys in the ignition. Not even the fucking stereo was playing. I had a nice stereo in that fucking old truck, too. But, yeah, the keys were sitting in the... It was a single seat, right? And it slid forward and backward. The entire seat, passenger and driver. Like, it was all connected as one. It was one of those old farm trucks. I had my keys sitting there in the center. I sat in the back of this cop car, because this is what happened. The fucking cop walks up to my window. Well, actually, no, hold on. We'll go back. We'll go back all the way. I was staying with a couple of people that I thought were my friends in a motel room. It was a double bed. They were a couple. The other bed was completely empty. Just me and my dog John. And a friend of mine at one point that I woke up and he was cuddling me, and I was like, I didn't know you were like that, bro. But I'm German, so, you know, hey, it's cool, whatever, right? I found out that my dog was being abused while I was at work, because I stayed at this place for a while. I rescued these people. My friend goes, hey, me and my girlfriend, we got nowhere to go. We've got nothing. Like, we are being fucked right now. And I said, give me a minute. And I drove my truck into my hometown, picked up his girl, picked him up, you know, of course, at the same time. And I fed them, and I watered them like plants. Like, I was like, got you. And then, you know what happens? Oh, chick gets in the middle of the seat. Guess she goes by a man's name now. Ironically, she chose Charlie. I don't know if it has anything to do with me being Charles, but it kind of seems like that, right? Like, anyway, we're fucking sleeping in my truck, dude, for like a couple of days. I had nowhere to take them. I had nothing else I could help them with. But I could stay in my truck and I could make sure that they're alright. She sat in the middle. My buddy sat against the passenger window. She would interlock her fingers with mine. And I was like, alright, there's something going on here. She's into it. Well, we mudbogged my truck trying to get out into the back 40, and it beached. Oh, I mudded the fuck out of my truck. It was an 87 Dakota. I mean, it only had one tire fire. There was no getting this thing out of the mud. So we stayed there for the night, in the cold. Popped the back seat open, reach down there, grab a couple blankets, throw them across us. We'll survive. She was being touchy. Not sexually touchy, but affectionately touchy. Next morning, I call my uncle. My favorite fucking uncle in the world, man. My mom's brother. And, he showed up with a fucking tractor. Because we have 5,000 of them. And he pulled my truck right out of the mud. And I was like, love you, brother. Thank you for the fucking assist. And, yeah, so then we started staying up at the house a little bit. And then one morning she wanted to, like, Sharpie my fucking arm. I got tattoos and shit. I was like, alright, maybe she just wants to fucking just do art. You know, she was doing good art with a black Sharpie on my arm. But, like, I had my arm on the table, you know, and she's writing on me, and she's doing whatever the fuck she's doing. And dude didn't like it. So he went to fucking start walking and just leave. After hearing about him in the future, kind of wish he would have. But I did not make a single move against this woman. Not once. Why? Because bro code. Bro code. It's my buddy's girl, man. All she's trying to do is just draw some fake tattoos on me, and you know what? I like tattoos, so draw away. And he got upset that she was touching me too much. As she was just literally holding a Sharpie and my arm was just laying on the kitchen table. She stopped him from leaving. I looked at him and was like, yo, we're bros, dude. Like, what the fuck? Come on, let's talk about shit. Get an anger problem. He probably does, but he had an anger problem. And I guess he was known to hit women and shit. And I'm not cool with that. If that would have happened in front of me, I would have hit him. But didn't matter. Nothing bad happened. But I kept these people safe for about a week. Well, I lost my place to stay. They had just put themselves up in a long-term stay motel. They had 2 beds. One night, we're all partying the fuck down. We invite some people over. Well, they did. I did not. Except, ironically, the psychopath that I've been talking about. Anyway, the psychopath that I've been talking about decided to buy us a bunch of beer. So we left to go buy beer. I had a camouflage case on my HTC. I don't know, maybe it was even I don't know what kind of fucking phone it was. Anyway, I had a big ass hard drive. I clicked record I dropped her face down on the fucking carpet. And the camouflage blended perfectly. So I had my phone on the ground over here next to my music equipment. And we went and we bought beer and we did all this other shit. And, well, the guy had been in that room running his mouth. So were some of the other people in there. And I let it slip. Oh, my phone's been recording audio this entire time. His face went more pale than mine. And he went, delete that video, bro. Delete it, delete it, delete it. Delete the recording. Delete it, delete it. What? Hey, why the fuck you getting so defensive? Let's not. You know? Let's not get so defensive over this damn situation. I did not delete the video. I opened something else and deleted it. But I had about an hour and a half of footage of a bunch of people running their fucking mouth talking shit. And they knew if I would have fucking heard it, I would have fucking been livid. But instead, I pretended to delete the video. Left my Nintendo 3DS and my phone there on accident when I left to go get my paycheck with the psychopath, and we fucked my truck. When I got out of jail and I went to pick up my phone, footage was all gone. Huh. You know, the only person that knew that footage was dude's girlfriend, the one that was being extra touchy. She was trying to fuck me while they were outside having a cigarette. The semantics. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's what I say. That's what I say. It doesn't matter. The fact that you flipped a fucking tit because I... Oh, dude, my phone's been in there recording. A girl I used to sleep with and a girl that wants to sleep with me. Like, oh yeah, I got all this fucking information. I got all this footage. Delete that shit. Delete that shit. No, okay. Oops. I deleted the wrong footage. Well, I accidentally left my fucking phone. By the way, chick threw up all over my fucking 3DS. Doesn't matter. I got to my phone. They had to watch my dog for like a day. And I found he was abusing my dog. Old Long Johnson. You know Old Long Johnson. He's napping right over there, dude. He is 14 years old right now. He is old as fuck. You're abusing an abused dog? Fuck you, motherfucker. I've ran into him since, outside of a concert that I was headlining. I went outside for a cigarette, and there he was. He had a skateboard, and I busted my ass a couple times trying to do some really complicated shit that I haven't done in 20 fucking years, and it was fun. Where was I even going with this? Who knows? Oh yeah, so, yeah, I left their house. Apparently, I had snorted a bunch of Xanax. Very out of character for me, but alright. Not only was I pounding beers and liquor, I was snorting Xanax. Fuck yeah, I was out of my fucking gourd. I thought I had went to sleep. I apparently had powered through and never slept. And then when I got the phone call in the morning saying, hey, your check is ready, come pick it up, because I'm a professional painter, subcontractor, blah, blah, blah. I went, all right, I'm on my way. And I jumped behind the wheel of the fucking goddamn Dodge 87, fucking vroom, vroom. Let's go, motherfucker. And then I hit like back roads because I knew I was a little off. I just felt like a little off. So I hit like a back road. Now it's like some battery plant or something. It's like a Ford battery plant or battery park. I don't know what the fuck the place is called now. It's right there in Marshall, headed toward Battle Creek. Alright? I'm fucking cruising down the fucking road, dude. I'm doing pretty fucking good for... It's kind of honest, I feel. My buddy, he's got my dog. He's got old Long Johnson with, you know... By the way, not buddy, psychopath. Somebody had dropped a piece of firewood out of the back of their fucking truck. I clipped it with my front right tire. My back left tire is the one that spins. Because it's an 87. It's a posi track. It just whoop, up, 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 up. You know, it does one thing at one time, and that's just what it does. And while on hard roads and shit, that's fucking awesome. When you blow your front right tire, you get sucked into the fucking ditch. And I was trying to fucking rip her out of the ditch. And I ended up beaching the fucking bastard. And we tried to push her out. Didn't work. I immediately went back to the driver's seat. No seatbelt. Keys out of ignition. And then a red. It was a burgundy. It was like kind of red. Van is going the opposite direction. Some old motherfucker. I remember what he looks like. He probably doesn't look the same way now, because this is over 10 years ago, but... He goes, you guys alright? And I looked out my window and I said, yep, blew a tire, waiting on a tow. Those are my exact words. Alright. He fucking leaves, calls the police, says that there is a truck that has been in an accident. The only accident I had was fucking someone dropped a piece of firewood. It was only sticking out in the road about that far. So I was riding the line, you know. It hit me, I went into the fucking ditch. My fault. Anyway. So, I had been technically on the run for over 10 years now. The judge, which ironically looked like my gay friend David, the one I bitch about for my knife, he goes, I see you haven't been in trouble in the last 10 years. And I said, and the 25 years prior. And he went, yeah, you're right. You have no record. But what they did was they took it, because originally I was charged with an OWI. Now, they thought I was fucked. They took me to a blood draw at the hospital, which I also complied to. Not like getting handcuffed to a fucking wheelchair and getting wheeled in and then like having like blood taken from you, like without, like, I didn't consent to any of it, by the way. Like, I was just like, whatever you gotta do, man. Like, I don't want it, but like, maybe I guess that counts as consent. Who knows? Well, my attorney, who took that case 10 years ago, now is a murder attorney. That's it. She doesn't fuck with these little fucking bullshit cases. But since she took my case that long ago, she had to fucking show up and help me. And I told her, I was like, yeah, they broke my fucking door key off in my ignition, and when I went to the fucking impound lot, I had to pull it out with pliers and put my actual ignition key in there, and I know that sounds stupid, but hey, old trucks, man, old trucks, they're finicky, and you do them the right way, and they'll treat you good, but They fucked up. So, since I was so close to the breathalyzer limit, I was a 1.2, and I needed to be a 0.8. She convinced them to. She was originally trying to just get them to drop me to a time served, because I had already spent 6 days in jail, like just raw dog. That's how I ended up in the ICE unit. Anyway, this is my paperwork. I accepted a plea deal, and it was dropped down from an OWI to a reckless driving. And I had to talk and agree that I was being reckless. And the judge kept going, "You're on your own free will admitting these things, right?" I was like, "Yeah." But my attorney had just told me, she whispered some shit to me. And I was like, "Oh, fuck, I don't know what she really said." Because I have bad ears. Amplifiers, man. No ear protection, standing in front of amplifiers on stage for 6 years. My ears are fucked. I can't hear shit. She whispers something to me. I'm pretty sure it was something along the lines of agree to whatever I say. Or always agree, or something like that. I don't know. But instead of pleading not guilty, I pled guilty to a lower charge. Reckless driving. Which means I have no alcohol classes. I have a $125 fine. If anybody would like to help with that, you're more than welcome. Fucking Venmo is II Grace World. Everything is always II Grace World. I also have Cash App. Why am I wearing a field jacket? Don't ask questions. Anyway, so I took the plea deal and I pled guilty to a reckless driving. Now, a psychopath thinks that I threw his name under the bus and was trying to get him in trouble. No, I took this all on myself. I don't need your fucking... The fuck do you think I'm gonna throw your name in there for? That is the most conceited fucking bullshit thing that I could possibly think of. Really? I mean, are you fucking kidding me? You think that I'm gonna fucking throw your name in the fucking hat when there's no need to even speak your fucking name because I'm taking this all on willingly by myself? Fucking stupid bitch. Fuck you. Anyway, I pled guilty. Originally, I was going for a non-guilty charge. And I was going to prove it because, well, the towing company, because I sat there in the back of the fucking police cruiser with a fucking cigarette hanging out of my mouth and about 4 Zippos on me, and I had the cuffs in front of me, so I could have easily just fucking made fire in the back of this fucking cop car. I would never do that. Fucking obey the police when they've got you, alright? Disobey the police when they don't got you. There's a difference, alright? I'm all for rebellion. But, yeah, I never went through his name in a fucking hat. Fuck that bullshit. I didn't even get a phone call for fucking the entirety of the time that I was in there. My family had no idea where the fuck I even was. That's why it took so long to bond me out, because nobody knew where the fuck I was. Anyway. Yeah, I had to drop what I was originally going to plead, which was not guilty, because they broke off. Clearly, my keys weren't in the ignition. Because they broke off the wrong key in the ignition. And I had to remove that and then fix my ignition so I could even get my truck off their goddamn lot. And it was some girl from high school that fucking knew me. As soon as I walked in the fucking door, she went, Charles? Or CJ? That's what everybody called me back in the day. CJ? And I was like, yeah, what's up? Her name was Mariah. I won't drop any other details, but her name was Mariah. She was like, what the fuck you here for? And I said, Gray Dakota. She pulled out some paperwork. It was $82. See, they didn't charge me the lot fee, the impound fee. They didn't charge me the storage fee. They didn't do any of that because they fucked my fucking ignition. Little bastards. Little did they know they did not fuck my ignition. The door key should have worked just fine, except for it was newer than the ignition key, which was copper, and the silver key that they had stuffed in there. They turned too hard without putting their foot on the fucking brake pedal, so the ignition wouldn't turn. It was not a manual, but you still had to fucking do that. And you had to pump the fucking gas and shit. Yeah, so they didn't know how to fucking operate my fucking old ass truck, and they fucked it up. So they didn't charge me a fucking dime over 100. And, alright, so I get my truck out of fucking impound. I drive all the way, get my fucking paycheck, fucking go to some hood gas station that I cash my checks at because I don't have a valid ID. Cash my fucking check. And then I immediately paid off all my fines. So, yeah, alright. They dropped me down to a reckless. Alright, well, reckless, 6 points on license. I don't have a fucking license. And like my attorney said, you're taking a punishment that does not affect you. I got orange triangles, and I got tractors. If I need to go to town, I'll strap an orange triangle on the back of a fucking lawnmower. I don't give a fuck. Or I'll ride my bike. I got a bicycle. Who gives a fuck? Really? You're gonna obstruct me from going to the village of Bellevue? Go fuck yourself. Anyway, I'm wearing this field jacket because I've been wearing it for the last couple of days, especially when I went into court, which they had to keep fucking wanding me because I kept beeping. And I was like, you know how much metal is in this fucking field jacket? Like, this is World War II standard issue. Like, we got the liner still in the fucking damn thing, like, which is removable, but, like, I got the liner in there, but I was kind of having some fun earlier because there's a thing about military field jackets from World War II that people don't fucking get. And it's that they are cut and stab resistant. Yeah, you feel the impact, but it doesn't really hurt, especially when you have the padded liner in it. So yeah, I was wearing my military field jacket. I had some chainsaw files and shit in there. Oh yeah, when I had to like go into court, I'm like emptying my pockets. I made sure I didn't have a lighter, you know, I just had my cell phone and then a roll of electrical tape. I had to put that in the box for them to put through the fucking scanner. I was like, this is what I've got in my pocket. I'm sorry. I don't know why I have that, but that it was a black woman cop. She was pretty. She looked me dead in the face and was like, what in the fuck are you doing with a roll of electrical tape just chilling in your pocket? I don't know, I just got it. And they let me take it in, too. So I was like, haha. And I had my shamag on, like, my, you know, Afghani scarf. Yep, I'm out. Everything went good. They dropped it to a reckless. I took 6 points on my license. Time served went in. I owe $125. That's it. Clean record. Once again, psychopath like to say I have a bunch of felonies and shit. I literally looked at the judge because the judge looked like a friend of mine, like I said. I was like, that's it, right? And he was like, yeah, you got nothing. Your record's clean, except for this stupid incident. And you haven't reoffended in 10 years, even though you ran from the bench warrant. He gave me credit for all of it, and it was really, really fucking awesome. But there was no jury. Why did we have to wait until a jury trial when there was no jury? I don't know. But I trusted that fucking attorney of mine, and I'm out. So, everything's good. Gold. Brand new. Awesome. Oh, and just so you know, I'm wearing a white shirt, so if any of those blade strikes would have went through, you'd definitely fucking notice them. So, remember, go to a surplus store, get yourself a World War II fucking field jacket. Make sure it's got the liner in it, though, because if it doesn't have the liner, yes, it's still cut in stab resistant, but you're gonna feel it a lot fucking harder. And when it gets summertime, dude, it just unbuttons. You just unbutton it and remove it from your jacket. It's fucking glorious. Alright, this has been a Gray Squirrel. I don't know how long this video is going to take to upload because I have no internet here on the farm. Unless I go up to the house and I use the Starlink. But I fucking hate Elon Musk. So, maybe I'll just fucking slow. Anyway. Farewell. Remember, fight fascism. Your enemies are your friends, and your friends are your enemies. And no matter who is around you, someone is waiting to give you one of these. Gray Squirrel. Peace.